Right, great. Good morning, my students, and welcome. One of my students said I must record the lecture, an online lecture. So I said, let's start something different. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Let's be in the recording. Say hello there. Hello, 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 hello. Right? This is a hot tip for the exam, and we're going to be working on the for loop. The for loop. Let's go to the for loop. Where's the for loop? All right. So here's the for loop, and this is coming out in the test. That's why I'm doing the work. Oh, I can't see my screen anymore. Where's my screen? Okay, let's go to move presented to the left, move presented to the right. Let's go to screen, right. So now, here's my for loop. Here's my for loop. The for loop, now, basically I told you that when you are working in programming, you'll have assignment statements. Then you'll also have if then else statements, your if else statements, your decision making statements. And now you have a loop, a looping structure where you'll do something over and over and over again. All right? Okay, everybody? So basically, that's the three things I'm going to teach you this semester. And I have to do this because your test one has to show that I've covered some looping questions, right? The for loop. So let's go to the for loop. So here we go. The syntax for the for loop says for, statement one, statement two, statement three, open curly brackets, code curly brackets, and that's it. So there's the example out here. Let's go try it for ourselves. Let's have a look at what's going on. Let's go and say shit, this tab. All right, right. So there we go. So now I'm going to change this around. I'm not going to put that down there. I'm going to give you my password. You know our password for our online GDB? What's our password? I love C++ too. I love C++. Now, you only said you love it once, okay? I want to say it more than once, maybe 5 times, 10 times. You know, when you're young and in love, you'll say things, Samuel, 5, 10 times. So let's run this program now. So let's run the program, run the program. Here we go. I love C++. I love C++. I love C++. I love C++. Remember the last time we only could say it once, but with the for loop, you can say it more than once. So I'm going to make it a little bit nicer. I'm going to put my inline out here. All right, I'm going to put my inline there. And now I'm not going to take that. Right, let's run this. Let's run this program again. So if you are madly in love with somebody and you want to tell them you love them like 10 times or 20 times, all you got to do is change the loop structure. Right? All you got to do is change the loop structure. Right? Count for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love C++ 5 times. How many times do you love C++? No, man. How many? 10 times. He loves C++ 10 times. So now, all he has to do is change this 5 into 10. Watch this. Run the program, run the program. Run the program, run the program. Check it out. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many times do you love C++? 15 times. Ooh, I like that. So all we got to do is change this 10 to a 15. Right? So can you see that? This is where the loop ends. So any for loop, yes. Zoom. They just did the zoom now. More zoom. Come closer to me. I want you to come closer to me. That's why I came to the back, because all the naughty children sit in the back and I come and shake on them. All right? Okay. How's that? Is that zooming knife? Right. So now let's go and let's see what this for loop is all about. The for loop you said 10 times. Let's say 10 times. He said 6 times. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Say 6. How many times do you want? 6. Right. So now you're gonna change this 15 to 6. You know why I have to change it to 6? Because she zoomed it. 15 will go far. So let's run the program. Run, 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 run. Run, run, run. And now it will say 6 times. You'll say, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, there we go. Count with me. One, two, three, four, five, six. I love C++ 6 times. Okay? So in your test, I'm going to have a loop like this, and I'm going to ask you how many times will it print the line I love C++. And you got to look at this value over here, the ending point. Inside this loop, oh, where's my little pointer? I got to use my pointer. Use my pointer. Right? Inside this loop, there's my starting point. See, I is equal to 0. That's my starting point. Can you see I is less than 6? That's the ending point. 6 minus 1, right? It's 5. It's actually 5. Sorry, 6. But if I change this I equals 0 to I equals 1, it becomes 5. And can you see I plus plus? That means increment by 1. And there's my open curly brackets and close curly brackets. Here's my initialization, int I equals 0. And we can only count in integers. We cannot count in float. Because I can't say there's 1, 1.5, 1.75, 1.8, 1.9, 1.10. I gotta say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me tell you something else about programming. We start at position 0. We count from 0. Because a class could be empty. There's 0 people in here. Okay? Now, if I didn't teach you the for loop and you wanted to run this program 6 times, you would have had to have the program running without the for loop. So you'd have had to take the for loop out and you would have had to copy this 6 times. Right? You'd have to say 6 times you'd have to do it. So I'm going to ask you now, which one do you like? Do you like to use the for loop or do you like to do this method? Right? I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud. Control C. Ooh, Control V. Control V. Control V. I'm just asking you, which one would you like? Would you like to use the for loop or would you like to do it like this? Right? If I run the program, it'll give me the same output, but I'm now using more lines of code. More. Hey, run. If I use more lines of code, then I'm using. Oh, Samuel, what happened? Oh, and let me just. Oh, there you go, there you go. Right? Love was a bit delayed there. I get the same output, but it's more lines of code. More lines of code means more resources to be used by the computer or the smartphone. Oh, you checked my WhatsApp messages. I didn't say any WhatsApp messages. You don't check now. All right? So I think I should use the for loop, right? And that's what you're going to be using as well. So instead of writing all of it like that, I will have the for loop. Let's just go backwards, back in time. There's the for loop here. There's the for loop. And this is so much simpler. It's so much simpler than having all of that there. Right? Control V. I don't need that. All you got to remember is the syntax. Syntax means how I write the code. And if I want to change to say I love C++ 6 times, or, oh, curly bracket, curly bracket, curly bracket. Thank you, thank you. I was just checking if you're paying attention. Right? If I want to change it from saying it 6 times, if I want to say it 7 times, all I've got to do is change the ending point, right? Change that ending value. That's all there is. All I'm telling you now is you can take your program that you worked with, you know, marry or not to marry, you can now run it 5 times, 10 times, 6 times, 20 times, 100 times using the for loop. That's what a loop does. Let me do that now. Right. Y'all know I can do all of this in code blocks, huh? You know that, huh? Ha ha ha. Ha. Yes, yes, yes. Right. For fun's sake, let's just do that in code blocks. Let's just do that in code blocks. Copy. Righty. Am I copying? All right. Am I copying? Right. So there's my code blocks. There's my code blocks. I'm opening up my code blocks. Code blocks, code blocks, code blocks. Open up. Okay, so there's my code blocks. For fun's sake, I'm going to do it in code blocks as well. Create a new project. I got to, you know how it goes, Samuel. You know, otherwise the lecture will finish too quickly. I got to show you in W3 schools, and I'll even show you in online GDB as well. Aren't you so lucky that I can do it in 3 ways? I can do it in W3 schools, code blocks, and online GDB. Isn't that lovely? Awesome. Thank you. Right? So let me give it a nice name like Ashley. Ashley, you here? Ashley. Oh yeah. Mount Udell, you here? Mr. Kwabe. Ashley for Loopy. All right. I'm doing this now for Ashley. Aren't I a fast typist? Look at that, how fast I typed. Hey, y'all don't think I'm faster. Watch this. You saw that. I lost C++ 5 times. But how many in this class? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 25. Right. Because each one of you will say you love C++. Right? So let's run it 25 times. There's it. I'm ending at 25, right? Let's run the program. Yay! Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so cool? Awesome, right? Awesome. Awesome. When I was school, you know, you had a crush on a girl and all of that. Instead of saying Valentine's Day, I love you, or, you know, or I like you, or I got a crush on you, we used to put it in a loop. Wasn't that romantic? Wasn't that romantic? Thanks. Now, don't sound too enthusiastic about that. Okay, so let's take the program that we did yesterday. Let's take yesterday's program. Oh man, how come it's not recording? Record, 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 record.